Hey everyone, it's a beautiful day in the garden. I'm out here with Bob. He's chasing squirrels and birds, and I thought it'd be a great day to do an end of May garden tour. I love to see the garden evolve every month. Let's get started. In this lower raised bed, I have 2 giant clumps of oregano here in the front. I also have some in the back of this bed as well, and I just harvested a bunch and dried it, which was perfect timing because I just ran out from what I dried last season. As I mentioned in the April garden tour, the soft neck garlic didn't survive the harsh winter. There's some growth, but I don't expect much. The hardneck garlic, though, looks great. It's nice and tall, thick stems, and it's already starting to put on some garlic scapes. I'm just harvesting them as they appear. I am probably about 3 to 4 weeks out from harvesting these garlic. The peas are actually just producing pods now. I still have a lot of flowers coming in, these beautiful purple flowers for purple pods. I also have a lot of green peas here as well. This is much later in the season than they've produced in the past. I also have my final bunch of radishes coming in. I have some beautiful purple bok choy that I actually harvested some the other day and had it for dinner. It was delicious. And then I also have some lettuce here that is just finishing up, and then all the herbs I planted along the border and some flowers. I have dill and cilantro here, and then the rest of my kale. So I'm going to be pulling a lot of these cool weather crops this week and replacing them with beans. When the beans come out, then I'll go back to cool weather crops for fall planting, and I'll do the same with this bed, which has a lot of lettuce in here as well. In this bed I have the carrots and onions, and they are looking great. I'm also fertilizing the onions every 2 weeks along with the garlic. And I pulled all of my radishes out here and pickled them and replaced it with okra. And at the base of the okra I planted chamomile. So chamomile should look beautiful once it starts filling in at the base of the okra, and it's already starting to flower. Back here I'm doing a sunflower experiment. I surface sowed the sunflowers and then covered them with a wet cardboard, and that should help speed up germination. And once they do germinate, I'll remove the cardboard. This is a block of corn. Here I have the dahlias planted, and I also interplanted them with zinnias. And then I have 2 20-gallon bags of potatoes, which are filling in nicely. Here on the trellis I have 2 trombino or rampicante squash. These are very large vining squash. And then in the middle I have 2 cantaloupe. And back here I have the multi-graft fruit tree. It's small, but it is mighty. It has probably like 40 pieces of fruit on it right now. Nectarines, peaches, plums, and 1 little apricot. Most of the apricots actually fell off. I'm protecting the fruit with these little mesh baggies, and then I also sprayed the entire tree with kaolin clay because I noticed that some of the fruit was being attacked by bugs. I actually sprayed the kaolin clay on most of my plants in the garden. You probably saw that I had sprayed my potatoes and my dahlias. I also sprayed the tomatoes, peppers, eggplant. Kaolin clay is a crop protectant, and once it's sprayed on the crop, it deters bugs from landing on the leaves or from eating the fruit. In this front bed, I planted cosmos and nasturtiums. There's a little bunny running around my yard that's already nibbled a lot of the cosmos. Here are the tomatillos. When planting tomatillos, you always need more than one to help with pollination. Here are 3 of my 11 eggplant, the green onions, and basil. I have like 6 different types of basil I planted. Some are in the raised beds as well. It's a good variety. And then these are the snap peas that are still climbing the trellis, and they are just starting to put on pods. More eggplant. These are the 2 of my larger eggplants in the 10-gallon bags. This is a ground cherry, very small. I'm not sure how that's going to do. And then I have all of these grow bags filled with tomatoes, eggplant, peppers. I have 18 tomatoes. I have them in 15 and 10-gallon grow bags. They've already put on about 6 inches since they were planted 2 weeks ago, which is quite impressive. I did heavy amendments to these grow bags before I planted the tomatoes here, as well as everything else that are in the bags. And while they're really growing very well, the soil is drying out very fast despite multiple days of rain and coming out and watering this every day. You know, when I stick a finger in about 2 inches deep, it is very dry. So I am finding that I need to water this more often. These are my 2 overwintered peppers. I actually had 3. I decided not to plant the 3rd because it wasn't as healthy as these 2, and I didn't want to waste the space, and so I used this space for one of my eggplants. Over here I have more peppers, and I have a couple of experiments. I got 2 peppers growing in one 10-gallon bag, and then I have 2 of the same variety growing in one 10-gallon and one 5-gallon bag. And I'm doing this with 4 different pepper varieties. It's a shishito, Fresno, a Brazilian starfish, and a Jimmy Nardello. So we'll see how they do. This is going to be a great experiment because we'll see if growing them in the larger 10-gallon bag produces actually more fruit, if the pepper does get significantly bigger than the one growing in the 5-gallon bag. More peppers and eggplant. In total I have 11 eggplant and 24 peppers, including the 2 overwintered peppers. And then back here I have some cucumbers and more squash and zucchini. After I had planted the cucumbers, within a few hours they were absolutely overrun with cucumber beetles, and they just ate through all of the leaves, and they actually destroyed my Mexican sour gherkins. One survived. I actually re-sowed 3 of them, and they're just starting to come up now. But the netting has seemed to help. I also sprayed them with the kaolin clay as well. Over here I have some flowers I started from seed, petunias and geraniums. Normally I buy these flowers from a garden center, and they were a little bit difficult to do from seed, but I am hopeful that they will grow in nicely. And then this is lemon balm, which is in the same family as mint, half-eaten strawberry from the squirrels. They've been getting into my 2 strawberry beds and eating all of my ripe strawberries, but I still have gotten a lot for myself. I should mention that all of my vegetables I do grow from seed, and the majority of my flowers as well. Here I have several pots of zinnias I started from seed, the more lemon balm, more geraniums, and then a big pot of mint. And then here I have a little petunia project that I'm working on. I'll do a whole video on the petunias and what I'm doing to have them grow really large and produce these really large hanging baskets. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe so you can keep following along to all my garden tours and all of my weekly videos.